guys, thanks for coming, Derek Fish Toys followers. For those who follow this journey, this is almost, I believe, the culmination. So I boxed up all my toys when we moved house. I've done about 3 or so videos. This is the big boy. This is a massive crate. Oh yeah! This is the majority of it. So let's just dive right in now. Before we get started, I'm going to crack a can of Pepsi Max for this because it's a big occasion, so I'm going hard. Let's do this, eh? Now there's some absolutely corking pieces in here. My 2 favourite vehicles of all time from different toy lines are right in here. So buckle up. If I tear up a bit, my apologies. And I ain't joking. Now there's a ton of loose stuff. I'll stop talking and I'll start just going to work. Let's start off with a bit of a ripper. You might hear me say that a few times. Can of mask. I never had this as a child, the old dragster. Never had it as a child. I'm not sure I could find it in stores. I had most masks, but this is one of the few I didn't. Acquired this a little while ago. So hard to get with nice chrome. No fade, no that black paint on the top. Often scratches. Anyway, that's a beautiful example and that will follow me to heaven or hell. Wherever it may be. Now I've gone really top heavy with my stuff. I'm going to have to chuck a couple of bits all over the shop. And we can talk later on and sort it all out, but it's a bit messy at the moment. I've got a few more mask items, so I don't know where I'm going to put them. We'll figure it out. Ooh, so much. I don't know where to start. Let's start with the vintage Star Wars. It's got a loose 12-inch line jaw. He's not 12-inch obviously unless you're blind, but the 12-inch retro vintage line, large scale, whatever you want to call it. Let's put him up top shelf. I might have another 12-inch doll, but they don't fit in my shelf. And here it is. Alright. We know there's no beating these two. The Axe and the Smasher. Here they are right here, Demolition, Hasbro, WWF. My favourite tag team of all time, the best tag team of all time. Let's not question that. Don't start talking about bloody, you know who. I'm not even going to give them life. So Axe and Smash, I've got Crush in there. Bit bittersweet for me because that was kind of their downfall. I won't WWF talk too much, but Condor, McKenna Mask, iconic little vehicles, beautiful colours, green and yellow. Aussie colours, yeah? Beautiful green and yellow. We all know how quality that is. Now, I said I'm going to do another video on how I arrange this a bit later on. I've got a ton of little acrylics which I've purchased from Temu of all places. So I'm going to try them out and just see how we go. So here we got a vintage Motu. Let's stand. Vintage Motu. Battle damaged. And he was a variant. What was he again? I can't remember where he was. Man, my eyesight fails hard, eh? Dramatic pause, I know. Metal. He's a foreign one. I can't trick that, man. I'm telling you, my eyes are failing hard. He's a foreign battle damaged Skelly. Skelly experts out there, Motu experts out there might be able to tell me who it was. It might have been French. And what the tells are. I'm not full guru on vintage Motu variants. I'm just going to get a couple of stands. I know I've got it here. Got a stack of Motu stands, so let's get him in. These are cool. Even if you got a little bit of a dodgy rubber band, these guys hold them in place. I hate replacing those bands. So, he's got actually nice ones, but anyway. These stands are cool. Sell them in heaps of different places. Just about all those acrylic companies have them, different colours. Very cool. Alright, this is a nice little double bag. 10 of Superpowers and a G.I. Joe. It's a nice, interesting mix, isn't it? We got another absolutely gorgeous villain from that line, the Penguin. And they've nailed that figure so hard that it's amazing. Colours are spectacular. It's comic and cartoon, pretty bloody accurate. I love that Superpowers cartoon. Surely you did too if you're my age. Such a cool figure. Now, it seems to want about 5,000 figures in that second row for some reason. Obviously, I like Superpowers and Hasbro, so I'm jamming them in there. Now this is the ham. Oh, hang on, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot my J. Buzz Tom. I was a big Dreadnought fan. I think he doesn't have a stand because I had him in the Dreadnought Copter. Get in there, change the Buzzsaw in. Killer figure. I actually never had him as a child, eh? I only had Monkey Wrench. I think I only had Monkey Wrench on the Dreadnoughts, eh? Difficult to get over here, I don't know. Yeah, that's quite a proper childhood, eh? Superfly, baby. Here he comes. Jimmy Snooker. Such a sick figure. Well, he was a cool wrestler too. Man. And he's obviously got that launching mechanism, goes off the top ropes. I'm not going to flick him, but not a bloody, probably not a week or month goes by when I don't jump, like stand up on something, just in my house, or if I climb something and I go like that, ready to do the Superfly jump, and I'm not, crap you not, Superfly's in my blood, man. Top ropes, splash. And you put him, this is sick as coolest figure, you put him in a Batmobile, or you put him in a bloody ATST, whatever, it just looks sick. He's ready to jump off anything, man. Such a cool figure. And look, I'm bringing him close. If you don't know this figure, he's got sicko possessed eyes. Anyway, look him up if you don't know him. He's worth nothing. You can get him so cheap. And I'm going to put him on one of my favourites for now, Stiletto. Ready to kill. And splash. Took one out before, but I didn't crack it. And it's a doozy. How good's this, man? Jackhammer, right. Fat income. So good. One of the best there was. It is. And it was the first wave. So sick, man. Ken and Mask Jackhammer. Hard to beat. I say that a lot, but it is hard to beat. He's going down here for now. Yeah, there's obviously a lot of rejigging. I just wanted to get it all out first. Oh, now look, now we're talking like icon, global icon status right here. Same line, ridiculous vehicle. Very, very hard to get, mint. And I have one drop in my lap. I bought a whole collection of toys. You know who it is, it's Rhino obviously. I had one drop in my lap. I wasn't even looking for one because I gave up. It's so hard to get with that chrome, like untouched. Mine's complete, lovely stickers. Like you get one like that, you couldn't find one if you're searching for it. So thankfully that dropped in my lap. One of the many reasons I started my business was to sort of rustle up a lot of toys from all over the place and hopefully find some crackers just like this. And look at that, like a beautiful, beautiful Rhino. I didn't have it as a child. A lot of my friends did, but I didn't have it. And I really appreciate it because of that. And man, it's a machine of it. It's just a beast of a vehicle. It's one of the, if you got a mask collection, man, and you're serious about it, you've got to have a Rhino, right? Like, having said that, I don't have a Thunderhawk, and that's pretty embarrassing. A nice one, because I like mint. Haven't come across a super duper mint one, so haven't kept one. Had a few through my hands. C8s, C9s, but I seek near perfection, so I'll wait. It'll come to me eventually, I know it. Just where do you start? There's look, there's double bang bang Stratos here. You got an Origins and a vintage Stratos Motu. No bleed beard, unfortunately, but and this guy's cool, man. The Origins, that is. Beef him up too much. I mean, broke a Motu stand. Told everyone how good they are, but I might have forced that a little bit. There we go. So look at that. Stratos v Stratos. They haven't changed too much. I've coloured him up. I think there's a couple of variants. There's a couple of variants of vintage. There's a couple of variants of them Origins too. I didn't get into that, but cool figure. Yeah, can't go wrong with a bit of Stratos. Another one of the original sort of iconic characters. This is an interesting one. A Yoda Gentle Giant Star Wars replica. I These are bloody cool. So here's like the 12-inch version made from the vintage mould. So how cool is that? And the good thing is, you can't go throwing that cane with it and saying it's vintage, because it wasn't one. I don't know, I'll put him in sort of Dagobah at the moment. Obviously a lot of rearranging to do here. I see a behemoth in here that surely will tickle everyone's fancy. But let's go. Let's crack on. Firecracker himself. Love this dude. Such a bloody... Look, I say iconic of so much with these guys, but I mean, look at that. Beautiful little pickup. Steps up. These are so good. And he just shot off his spare tyre. I'll get that in a sec. So I'll get it now in case my puppy's buzzing around and feels like a chew. Launched into the abyss. So that's Kennermaster Firecracker. I got a lovely one. Again, pretty hard one to get. Oh, not as hard as Rhino, but always the mask items with the chrome. It's so hard to get perfect. Banging chrome, you know, like I get excited when I see a mint one. Here's a lovely Superpowers figure, Dark Side. So cool. I think one of the first figures to ever have that sort of a light in the top of its head to glow through. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. There might have been other toy lines, but one of the first ones I knew that's got like a little infrared kind of see-through red thing on the top, so his eyes glow through the light. Comes from the top. Love this guy in cartoons and the figure. Big boy, heavyweight, that's for sure. Pop him back out because he was still seeing. Very beastie bad boy. Now this is one of my, this is the Origins version. I have two Motu figures that are my favourites. They are Tongue Lasher and the man right here, Terraclaw Skelly. Can't remember if I've got a vintage one. No, I don't. The vintage Terraclaw Skelly is probably my, it's hard to say, probably my favourite figure. When I saw the Origins one in the preview, or whatever when they let out the new releases, and I saw the size of the gloves, man, I'm thinking, geez, how sick is that? His gloves are a little bit bigger than the vintage one. And he just looks mad, eh? I think I've got him carded and loose only because it's such a favourite of mine. But I might pop him here for now until I find my vintage one, and I'll put them side by side. Now I've got a Kennerbaggy R2, not R2, C3P removable limbs. Got him that little weird cylinder thing just because he stands up a lot better. So he can go Jabba for now. Why Jabba, I don't know. Then we've got an OG E-Man. He was on my Battle Cat, but who stole his spot? Pigman. Origins Pigman stole his spot for some reason, so that's right, I'll put him in stand here. So it's quite nice. You've got to have an OG He-Man, right? If you're a Masters fan. Pop him in here somewhere. Again, so much arranging to occur here, it's ridiculous. What is that? Oh yeah, I've got to have that. Alright, this one's... Do I drop a big bomb early or I'll drop a little bomb early, look. Vintage G.I. Joe, both bombs I'm talking about are vintage shows. It's only a little vehicle, man, but I absolutely, it's up there with my top 3 Joe's vehicles. Devilfish. I've got a very special connection to it. I had it as a kid. Obviously, it floats. You probably know that if you're a Joe's fan. We had a duck when I was young, and we had a weird-looking concrete bloody duck pond, and I used to float him in there with the duck, and it had beach head on him. It's just a sick little vehicle. It's just beautiful colours. I only got this Devilfish about 5 years ago, and forgot how much I liked it and how many memories I had attached to it. We ended up moving house and getting a swimming pool. I don't know what year that was, in the 90s. And he was in the pool against another big boat coming up, which you'll probably figure out who that is. And potentially my favourite vehicle. And that's one I got from the man Right, there's a few figures on the top, so let's get through the smaller figures. We've got Torch, it's a G.I. Joe Torch, a G.I. Joe Duke. What stand have I got anyone? So there's Duke with the wrong stand. Oops, I don't want to force his hand with that gun, but there's Duke, he's a ripper figure. Always one of my faves. Bad, good guys. I always preferred the bad guys with Joes. Bad guys all were so much more uniform, and the good guys to me were like free balling a bit too much, a bit different. Torch, another one I never had. As a youngster, I own him now. So cool, man. Oh how? I don't remember seeing Torch, Ripper, those dreadnoughts in the stores. I really don't. Here I've got a very nice vintage Stormtrooper. I had so many, but I culled them down to just the very best of the best. So it's pearly white, one of my faves. For some reason I don't have a stand for him. I'll figure him out shortly. Oh look, I had about 20 Stormies and they're all, say 9-ish, but I only kept the higher end ones. So, you know, 5.5, quite a beauty ones. Oh, look, here's another dreadnought while we're at it, the one I was just talking about. Ripper. So I've got Ripper and I've got a Cobra Officer. Both very nice, both stunners actually. And for some reason Cobra Officer doesn't have a stand, so I'm going to have to find that. So I'm running lean on Joe's face. He's going here for now. But we are running lean on space and hard and fast. Star Wars vintage. We got Power Droid. Short V variant. A really nice Power Droid. That's, I actually think that came out of a shattered bubble. I think, I'm not sure. And then we've got the big fella himself, Rancor Keeper. My son's he's at school at the moment. He's gonna go ballistic. He's just started watching the trilogy, watching a little bit of Jedi last night, and man, did he take a shine to Akbar and Weequay. He also has a beta Weequay. Power Droid and Rancor, random combo. Yeah, my son went absolutely ballistic when Akbar took the screen for some reason. And then also when Weequay copped it hard, wasn't happy because this guy just came in and he's already gone, I did give him the figure a couple of days before watching it. So yeah, he was pretty devo, but pretty funny. So here we got a couple of gammies. You've got to have 2 gammies, right? I think I've got a standard and I've got a Letty and a standard. Vintage Gamorrean Guard, so Rob Everett and Wade Anning, rack off mate. I'm keeping a couple for myself, right? So a couple of gammies, pop them up near the jabber. There's got to be a jabber slugging in here somewhere, right, soon. Nitty gritty here. So my only, I've got 2 die-casts, but I've got a die-cast Vader tie. These things come out, give me a second. So that's cool. That was the only die-cast I had as a little fella, so I think that's why I got it. It's not the one. And then I've got a cool little acrylic stand. I have no idea who makes that. It might even be a custom made job, but it's pretty cool. He floats nicely. I'll put him up with Lord Vader. Alright, like I said, we're going to run lean on space, did I? I might try and get that glass light here. Just so I can squeeze in a few more figs. He's quite a wide mock, but made in Mexico out a little bit. That gives me a little bit more airspeed playing space. Here we go, look at this. A lovely Jabba's favourite decoration. Here we go. Hand carb. Last 17 hand, beautiful figure. So cool. We put him always got to display him behind Jabba as his prize. Then what do we got? There's one big boy here that's just pleading to come out. There's another sick one here. Alright, so I'll wrap here, loading up here. This was, I think, my first Kenner mask. Switchblade. Now, a lot of people didn't like it. I think I had this and not Rhino. A lot of people didn't like Switchblade for some reason, but I liked all the bad dudes. I like Malice Mayhem. Such a cool vehicle, man. I used to bring these to school. We used to bring them to school, one or two a day. And we used to bring Switchblade and bloody Buzz around. Get these choppers around like that. Anyway, cool vehicle. Now, he belongs in a museum at the top shelf, but we're going low for now. I must have had these bloody stacked up so well previously because nothing is fitting in here. I've still got some behemoth vehicles. Let's get in this cabinet. And I don't know where they're going to go. I must have done a bit of a shoehorn. Someone said I'm no good at Tetris, but I reckon I'm not too bad at Tetris to have got that in. Alright, I'm dropping the bomb. This is the elephant in the room. Not really, but this is, on a good day, depending on what day, my favourite toy vehicle of all time. I actually acquired it from the sadly non-living legend Michael Green, Greeny's Toys. He acquired me this. I bought it just before Christmas actually, and I remember I didn't even open it. I put it under the Christmas tree for myself. And here we go. The beautiful Moray hydrofoil. I had this as a kid, and it floats as well. This was on my swimming pool, not on it. Well, it was on it, it floats on top. He was on my swimming pool, waging a war with devilfish. Now, Greenie got me this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. Got the lens, everything, missiles, bombs, the works. Such an insane vehicle. Like, I like those bombs at the back when you pull that thing up. That was one of my favourite features for some reason as a kid. I had a bit of a thing for that, but come on, man, like, they don't make them like that anymore. So intricate, so many weapons, so many accessories, so much room for figures. There's holes everywhere, elite foot pegs everywhere for Cobra dudes, and menacing vehicle. And it floats, man. Come on now. Now that belongs again here somewhere, but sadly he's gone downtown at the moment. But I'm here. Things happen for a reason, and this will get changed around. Don't you worry. Alright, I've got bubble coming in my ears here, which is a good thing. So, what to do next? There's a lot of Lucy's. Alright, let's do a few of these Lucy's. So this is a nice little bag. We've got 3 different vintage Yodas. And another Hawking figure. So, we've got, I think one's a lady. My wife is the Yoda master, or is it apple green? I'm not sure. 3 cracker Yodas. I'll bring them around for a bit of a closey. 3 banging Yodas here. So that's that green snake. That's that green snake, which I believe is just degraded. That's, I think, the apple green. I'll get more stills of these. And this is an orange snake. So 3 Yodas. She's got a handful of Yodas, all different. None as nice as the one I bought here. Regresso Letty. That's my favourite. And I reckon Yoda's built so well. This is one of my faves. Nicest one I've seen, and obviously you didn't let it go. But we've got a Droids Factory R2. And I've had a few of these. I've sold quite a few of these. That's the nicest sticker I've ever had and seen. I've seen the AFA 85s worse than that. This is, for some reason, the AFA and all the grading companies are very lenient with this figure, which is, again, pretty bullshit. They should all be bloody standard, held to a standard, but that would be a 90, I think. The sticker would actually. The dome's got a little bit of sticker loss on top. Not a big deal. I can get one of them anytime, but that's a lovely sticker. So, yeah, he's not going anywhere. Pop him there for now with the first 12ers, and we'll work it out. We'll just work it out, won't we? Alright, this is a bit of a mix. So we've got Indicaro Swordsman. He's not complete, I don't think. My favourite mini cassette of the vintage line, Rapat. G1, obviously. And then we got a few mask figures. We got Hondo. We got the 2 dudes from the drag. Just a few mask figures, which I might just not put away just yet because they're a little bit intricate. I think he's my only indie figure, the Kyrosaurus one, so let's put him up with Kenamask Goliath, because they kind of made to order, right? And Wolf Beast. Ratbat can go on top of Stinger. I actually really enjoy mixing toy lines, I reckon that looks sick. Ratbat. We've got Origins Faker. This was the first figure I found like in a store in Big W Australia. And I cracked him open straight away. Ended up like being one of the most valuable ones, but I don't care. Faker, he's actually really cool. I think they've really nailed that one. I do like, I've said this a few times, I do like the Origins figures. Put him in front of Dragon Walker over there, vintage Dragon Walker. And you got well, I like these guys. I actually don't know much about the history of them and the Rulers of the Sun stuff, but I really like these figures. Sunman. So I'm just flicking his shield in. I reckon they're cool. Very basic looking, comic-y, just like what I'd imagine had they been if they were vintage, but I know nothing of this backstory, Rulers of the Sun, or whatever it is, something like that. But I will look into it one day. But I like these figures. Big man. He's going down. Alright, now. Let's get a couple more Star Wars figures. So I wrap these all up kind of semi-individually in acid-free bags. We've got, randomly, TIE Fighter Pilot, 2 Jawas, and SY Snoodles. Now, none of them are accessories, so God knows where they are, but they're in here somewhere. They are complete, so I'll put him there. We'll get to my Max Rebo, I guess, at some point. Alright, Snoodles, you can lie down for a minute. So that's one of those big wood Jawas. Very cool. Jawas at the front, because why not? TIE Pilot. Yeah, no stands, no weapons for them, I don't know why. Oh, here we go. So there we got a couple of Kenamask figures. The Wolf Beast one I mentioned earlier. The 2 Miles's for that, and that Blaze Buddy masks are friggin' impossible to find normally. I actually got the vehicle almost so cheaply, but I paid market value, I think a couple $100 for these 2 a little while ago. They probably cost you a bit more, and they're the most annoying character in the world. If you liked Kenamask cartoon as a child, haven't watched it for a while, I'm going to ask you one thing, don't watch it again, man. This guy is the most annoying little mongrel, Mr. Tracker's son, you'll ever see. And unfortunately, that cartoon does not hold up. So you hold Mask close to your heart like me and dearly. Don't watch the cartoon, man. Play with the figures, play with the toys, don't watch the cartoon, man. It's not good, eh? I'll tell you now, and I loved it. I wouldn't say that if I didn't think it was true. It's bad. Skeletor holds up, Motu holds up, G1, Transformers, the original cartoon series, that all holds up, man, as far as I'm concerned. But, unfortunately, Masked Crusaders, working all the time. So yeah, honestly, keep your dream alive and don't watch Mask again, man, no offense. No offense, seriously. You come from a big time Mask fan. Alright, couple more Star Wars vintage. Had a quick look at the cabinet now. I think I had a bit of an epiphany as to what I've done wrong, but that's alright. Just trying to get them out and unloaded, and we'll sort the rest later. Here we have a lovely Darth Vader. That's a Rugos cape. I'm not sure who that is, what that is. I'll let it do it. Unsure exactly the COO. Sorry, I'm just concentrating to click through the saver so I don't break the thing. Then I've got a nice Chewie. Really nice Chewie. He's a new COO. I don't know. And I've got a TIE Fighter Pilot. Another TIE Pilot. This one's got his gun, so I'll pop him back with the other one. Found another stand, so that must be for the other TIE Pilot. You've got to be careful with that weapon on that hand. Those dark grey hands of the TIE Fighter Pilot chips so bloody easily. Such a difficult figure to get to attain dead mint. And he's a little bit of TIE Fighter Pilot, right? He's a very underrated figure. I love that figure. I personally believe he should have been a 12-back character. He was at least 20 or 21-back character. Come on. Such a sick figure. Featured quite heavily in Star Wars, the Death Star scene at the end. And very underrated figure as far as I'm concerned. It's a gorgeous figure. I'm glad you got a Power Force coin. He deserves the fame, mate. All the fame he gets, he deserves. Beautiful figure. Still got to bloody pinch yourself to realise they made these. These guys came out in the 70s, 77, 78, and they're spot on. Like, the hold up now is iconic. And that's not just nostalgia talking. They're magically made. So a few Joes here. We've got a Crimson Guard. I've got two of him, I think. I might have already cracked one already in a previous vid. So I've got a Joe Crimson Guard. Bazooka's gone down with a bad case of broken O-ring, so I'll sort him out. And then we got everyone's favourite little first aid officer right here. Tell me his name, come on. Gorgeous colours. Very cool figure. So I'll pop these two ones with the actually have live O-rings away. I have heaps more Jar Joes, I think, coming up now because I remember having a lot more particular good dudes. Alright, I got a random Kiss figure. Alright, someone gave it to me. I got it really cheap. Gene Simmons, looks like maybe Destroyer. Massive Kiss fan. I'll be going with the other guys for now. He's not going to stay. Alright, I can lean a bit. Least of my worries at the moment, Gene Simmons, so we'll pop him back there for now. Then we've got a Luke Bestman. Just cruising around with nothing, so I don't know what's going on there. Here we got some little short dudes, so I'll see a Jawa and 3 Yodas. Now this one I think is a Letty. But a Kenner Kane. I've just paired that up with the wrong Kane, because we got you can't have a Yoda in the cabinet without a Kane, can you? Poor guy will look miserable. And then we've got a brown snake Yoda. May or may not be Makane, no COA. And another orange snake Yoda. The significance of these variants is, I can't tell you at the moment, but I will definitely do a Yoda. I'm going to do a Yoda variant video one day. I know he's a favourite character of a lot of peeps. And talk about my variants, so look at the dark green on that dude, man, like, very cool. A couple more Yodas for the pile. So we've got a nice little Yoda lineup. Pretty sure there's a couple more Luke Bestmans to go behind him, or there's one there, but there's another Yoda here too, sorry, really light one. And then I've got a really nice purple Stitch, and it's beautiful. I don't buy into all these Stitch variants that much, but that was really nice, and there's a largish hood too. So there's cool little dudes. So the Yodas are stacking, and now I've got a couple more Jaws. I haven't got that many Jaws, I've sold a lot of them. Oh, here's the one I was talking about earlier. So this is Motu Vintage Terra Claws Skeletor. Potentially my favourite figure, probably my favourite figure, but then if I look at Tongue Lasher, I'll say, oh, that's my favourite figure. Don't know why those two strike me so. Oh, I know why this guy does. Tongue Lasher, I don't know why he got me so bad. But man, look at the claw size from the Origins to the original. That's one thing that, I mean, I'm glad they didn't go like for like, and I'm glad they made that big. But it looks sick. The vintage one, obviously, I much prefer, but I do like the take on that with the enormous claws. He's quite a crazy looking skeleton. I'll put them in together towards the bottom with my Motu at the moment. One of the claws fell off, but don't worry about that. And then we've got vintage, one of my faves too, Trapjaw. And he's complete, and he's nice. So who doesn't love Trapjaw, man? Like, really cool figure. This cabinet's loading up nice. I've got another Behemoth. Now this one goes on top of my cabinet on an acrylic stand, but I don't know what the stand is. This is a majestic vehicle, to say the least. This is amazing. Cannot say you don't love this vehicle. Who doesn't love the ever popular Night Raven? I've got another acrylic stand. I think he stands. There's two ways of standing him. He's standing like that and like that. I think so. He's going to go on top of my cabinet, and that's where I had him last time. And he does gather a little bit of dust. That's the only thing I don't like. I've got all these fins and bits and pieces somewhere, but what a specimen! This one is dead mint. I had a boxed one a little while ago. It had been open, and someone desperately wanted the box, and I said, well, that so happens that I desperately want the vehicle, so that kind of worked out well. What a beast, man. What a beast. The Joe, got a random acrylic, let me get rid of this. The Joe, big boy vehicles, man, they didn't spare any expense. Tomahawk, I've got a Tomahawk as well. I'll find him later. I'll talk about him later. Too much to talk about. Beast, beast, beast. I'm just going to rest him for now. I'll dig up his stand, and I shall complete this cabinet one day. The beauty of it, you're taking so long, I just to play with toys so long. Now this video is probably not everyone's cup of tea, that's cool, don't watch it. You're sharing something very special with me. And I appreciate it. Anyone stick around watching it? Got a little story behind just about everything. Had Mantis as a child, very cool. They got a disc stand. Not worth a whole lot, but so cool. And then I've got Warrior, I forget what collection he's from, what series, but he's a Hasbro Warrior. That's probably my favourite Warrior. Actually, I like the other one where he pushes his feet down and he goes so. Actually, I like all the Warriors, who am I kidding? He was my favourite individual wrestler back in the day, old Warrior. That stand disappeared somewhere, so he'll just lean up against Wonder Woman mint on card. I've got some figures in here now, so there's a lot of little ones, and this is an interesting mix. We've got my son's favourite character, or second favourite, Akbar. Hardacre. He's going to go ballistic when he comes home from school and he sees my cabinet. Thank God I've got a lock on my cabinet, man. It's more to just keep those peanut butter hands away from it, man. He loves his toys. And now we've really got into Star Wars. So, that's deadly. And the Chirp. Chief Chirper himself. Common as all these figures, but still iconic characters. How many bloody It's a Trap memes have you seen? Like, it just keeps coming, eh? Where's he going? I'll put him in Jabba somewhere around, and he rocks. Oh, I just had a wicked flashback. I had a Lego Ewok Village in here. And I don't know where that is. I didn't sell it. It's my missus's. One of them wonderful birthday presents. Oh, I didn't. We've got a couple of spectacular droids here. An R5 and a R2 and another TIE Fighter pilot. This is one of those figures, the old TIE pilot, that when I got a Super Mint one, I very rarely let it go. I just like it so much. You get a handful of them together, they look superb. Sorry, I talked about him already, I'll put it on. I think I've only got 3 or 4, but I had about 10. Pretty fine. So I've got ridiculous condition R5 and R2 D2s. This R5 is just spastic. So nice, it's unbelievable. And this R2 D2 I bought it from the famous Australian legend a long time ago, Mr. Andy Beckerat. You know, if you're out there, mate, you call your mint figures chicken. Yeah, that kind of stuck with me as well. I bought that R2 from you a long time ago. I probably paid like a high-end price at the time. That's nothing. I think I paid $100 or something, you know, a while ago. Which was high, and I didn't care because it was so mint. And you knew that, I knew that, and that's staying with you forever. So Mr. Beckerat, you bloody chick magnet you. Thank you very much for that R2. That one loves me a long time. And you're loving him right back. Gorgeous R2, one of my favourite figures. It's a nice little 3-pack. We have got, still a figure I keep getting on the bench, I'll get him in a sec. Death Star Droid. Spectacular Mickey Mouse condition. That is the wrong stand, I think. Where's your foothold too big? For some reason he's got massive footholds. Oh no, I had the wrong stand. Alright. Cracker. or should I say uncracked limbs, Death Star droid. That's absolute belting condition. More quickly now before I drop him. Get a shiny GST, man. Then we've got... Oh, this is bloody... I don't know why I've got this bloody retro rocket launching Boba Fett. Thought he looked a bit different from through the bag. And then Tusken Raider. Really nice Dark Bandolia Tusken Raider. Got a handful of not that many actually, 4 or 5 Tuskens. Used to surround my land speeder. I do have a Tall Toys land speeder. It's not in the cabinet. I was trying to sell him because I was trying to make some room in the cabinet. I might actually dig him up and redo that sales post. Anyone after a Tall Toys, Star Wars Tall Toys land speeder mint, let me know in the comments, and he's for sale. I just got to dig him up. Tuskens are going in front of Vader. Alright, so this is one I keep forgetting to get. I've got a Vintage Joe's Bats, Battle Trooper. Iconic, classic, brilliant figure. Hard to get, unbroken parts, etc. Hard to get really nice. They go for bloody $150 now, these guys. Let's put him next to my Hasbro WWF. Alright, you want a beast? Literally. There's only one man that can tame this guy, and I've already put him in the cabinet, so we got the Rancor. You gotta have a vintage Rancor, don't ya? One's really nice condition. Nice teeth, you know. It might have one slightly loose leg, but other than that, it's lovely. So you gotta have Rancor in your Jabba scene. You gotta have a Jabba. I don't know, maybe. You don't have to, I do. There goes the Rancor. Next to the Keeper. I'm kind of thinking now I've got another crate because there's not enough figures in there. Tauntaun, closed belly, very nice condition, vintage. Pop him here for now. We've got a couple of Motu G1s, vintage Motus. So I got Stinkor. How can it still have the most amazing scent you've smelled in your life after 40 odd years? Like, honestly, whatever they put in that, toxic, non-toxic, I don't care. I'll keep sniffing that. If you want an addiction, go buy a couple of Stinkors, mate, and just get on the sniff. That is the man. That is hard to beat, that. I wish I could smell like that around the clock. Hey, apply once and it lives the rest of your life, and then potentially my favourite figure, potentially my second favourite figure, Tongue Lasher himself. Ah, he's cool, man. Like, don't know why I like him so much. I really don't. And he's got his relatively hard to find unbroken Dragonfly crossbow thing. So sick. So a couple of beautiful henchmen right there. Man, I don't even know where they're going. Dare I portray Star Wars? Look, I'm gonna. What makes you so special, Star Wars? Alright, we got Fett. Actual vintage Fett. Got some rubbish retro thing I have found before. We've got a spanking Taiwan, I think it's Taiwan black belt. Yeah. Spanking Taiwan black belt Fett. That's like ridiculously nice. That's almost bloody card fresh. We got another Mickey Mouse Stormtrooper. So a couple of nice bigs coming up here. Very nice Stormy. Is that my first Fett? I think so. I've got a couple of Fets. So 3 nice Stormies, and then another Lord Vader. And what is he? I do not know. Nothing special but a saber. It's not a foreign saber. Just getting that tip through, sorry, so I will concentrate. I always store them backwards. Let's check his queue out for a second. Just Hong Kong. So just another Hong Kong Vader. I'm not sure who he is, what he is. But as you can see, handful of Vaders going on in there. G.I. Joe, we have got Shockwave, Iron Grenadiers, and the most beautiful of all G.I. Joes. You know who it is? Who is it? Doesn't come hotter, more sinister than the Baroness. What a figure, what a character. And then Grenadiers, very nice Grenadiers. Try and get these weapons to stay in and not drop them again. Bloody weapons a bit loose. Okay, so Grenadiers and the Baroness. I might actually leave these all mixed up randomly for a bit. They look cool. Yes, Missy Man. It's got a beautiful little kitten meowing at me. And Shockwave. That's not the right stand, is it? Shockwaves. I used to love these dudes with the stick masks. That's what I liked about the Goody Joes. Some of the masked characters were cool. That was some of my favourites. Jigs, Shockwave. They just look nuts, like savages, and they're goodies. Shock Trooper. Yes, Missy. You want to come a cameo? No, she's got it. Huh? Still got a few in here. Well, this is a little bit of magic right here. We got I love these Action Masters. I never had one as a kid. Got a blaster, just with his blaster. I think he's supposed to have a backpack too. I'm not full blooded on them. I've got my very first G1 Transformer with Scavenger. I've got Sea Spray. Love that little dude. Would love to get him carded one day. So, I don't know many Transformers. Let's go top shelf, eh? I'm jamming everything in the top shelves because they're in the frame. Other shelves you can't really see. And then here is my blue Snaggletooth. I love this dude. He's spectacular condition. That's has to be an AFA if you grade it. I'm not going to grade it. That has to be a 90. He's got no torso discoloration. He's got perfect boots, bottom, underside, front. Just gorgeous, tight limbs. I wanted this guy was selling this guy. This a long time ago, the guy was selling his collection, and all I wanted was his Snaggletooth. He would not sell it separately. He only wanted to sell the whole lot, so I had to buy the whole bloody collection, which is $4.5K, about 10 years ago. $4,500 just for that. I didn't want one other single figure. It was like 90 odd figures, nearly the whole set. Just for that, so I bought it, sold them all, and I think I ended up Snaggletooth only cost me after I sold them all about $100. So that was a massive win for me. Now that's a bloody, I don't know, probably grand, at least a grand now. He's gorgeous. He's not for sale. I often put him next to my R2s, some of my nicest condition figures. You get a gem figure like that that's got the condition to back it up. Lovely. So here we go. 2 more Vaders. And hot diggity dog, we got my Dead Mint Imperial Dignitary. And I'm talking Dead Mint like the one I just sold. I think Dan Castaneda got that one. So beautiful, beautiful dig. Not easy to get without the... Everyone calls him a cokehead because of his nostrils, his nose job. So I've got another Vader. Don't ask me what COO it is, I'm not going to bother. And then I've got another Vader. I'm only calling out the killer variants that I can see top of my head, and is that one? I think this one is one, no it's not. It's a nice Rugos cape. Sabre is not. I lied. So I'm just threading that sabre through so gently that it doesn't creep. What is this guy? That's no COO, so I'm not sure what that one is. Beautiful figure, beautiful one. That Rugos cape. So a couple more Vaders to the mix, you know. Got a few starting to stack up. I think I've got a POC, although POCs are, I don't know, I've got mixed thoughts on them. So here's another couple of nice new Hope figures, 3 of them, another Vader, something different. And a nice Tusken, really nice Tusken. I always display my Tusken's arms up. I always thought that meant to do that, eh? It looks so good. When he's raising his gaffy stick and screaming at Luke. Anyway, sorry, my impersonation. Oh, go in now, will you? After I just said, "Luke, how good you look doing that." Spud. There he goes. You gotta have one. I do. There's 3 Tuskens. Dominating Vader in there too, I must say. I've got another very sexy Leia. Actually, no, she's the one with the really ugly eyes, actually. I say sexy, but nice condition. But she's got that horrid, it's a variant, that horrid base. Real ugly, like a monobrow all stuck together, and they're very close to the eyes, so they kind of smudge in a bit, the colours. And a blue Leia blaster. Where's my blue Leia? Yeah. Pop it there. They're really starting to go a little bit shoulder to shoulder here, eh? And another Vader. The theme here is Vader. Let's thread that saber out. Vader is real. Another one. It was an entire Vader shop at one point. We had a cull, or a couple of double Lucy's. We had a couple of leather hilts, different letters, so we only kept a couple. Say we, they're my missus's, but I say we because it's in my cabinet, you know. So she has the glory of sharing a cabinet with me. There's yet another spectacular Tusken. I'm pretty sure we got a nice hollow cheeks, but hasn't popped up yet. So nearly degraded up. I have a little bit there. A lot of work to do with rearranging these guys. I've got a lovely grey haired Ben. Spectacular condition. I love these single telescoping sabers. They're so bloody cool. And then Lord Vader. Yet another Lord Vader. So Vader is really starting to take off over here. Ben Kenobi can go there. Let's put another Vader back there so the infiltration continues. Man, the dreaded Wampa. So hard to get this bugger white. I've got a nice one, but it's got a little bit of yellowing on the top of his head. But so hard to get a snow white one, eh? Killer cool toy. Very difficult to get them in. I had a graded one, UKG 80. Massive box, eh? Took up so much space. Don't have a minimal. So here we go. TIE Fighter pilot again, and this Vader I know is a Taiwan only. I can tell that just from looking at his stance. This is my wife, I think's favourite figure still. Taiwan only Darth Vader. So he's got a very wide stance, got a bit of a psycho neck, and obviously Taiwan saber, that elongated transition you call it. Oh, I'm not sure what you call that transition. Just gotta thread that thing through. So Taiwan saber, Rugo scape, wide stance, and he's, no matter how many times you straighten up his head, it tilts on over. So another TIE pilot and a Taiwan only Vader. In they go. Dengar. Actually, my son likes Dengar. He spotted him in Jedi too. He calls him toilet paper head, I think. Who does not think? Bounty Hunter lineup is just about complete. It is complete. Hello. Like I said, man, maybe film my son when he comes in here. He's going to get ballistic. What do we got? There's a few more loosies. I'll see you another later. You know what I mean? So we got Hammer Time. Hammerhead. We got Vader number 50. Keep looking for a letter he'll say because I know that one's more and Hammerhead. Where we can't see it, I think it's back here. Hammerhead, slip another Vader in there to the mix. They're populating hard, and then I've got one of those Hasbro remakes. The China classic 4-pack or something it is. He's cool. I often put him lying down as the guy that was lying next to the land speeder. People always say, your leg's falling over, but it's intentional. Are we ready for a bomb? Alright. Star Wars Vintage's best vehicle, and up there with the best vehicle of all time, a legless AT-AT. I did have the legs in here, I just took them apart to get him in the crate. So, you cannot beat this guy. Well, Star Wars, I don't think you can beat him. It's such a spectacular vehicle. It's so iconic. I'm going to pop these into position. I love this vehicle, obviously. Hard to beat. I'm sorry, I'll keep saying it. What a ridiculous vehicle they made here. What a ridiculous, not just a toy, but in general the toy that the vehicle that's been made here. Not just frankly the toy, but the vehicle itself, dreamed up by Mr. Lucas. Unbelievable. Making sure I've got a line up before I plug him in. My son likes this one, so how can you not? I believe me and Greenie share the same sentiment that this and the Moray Hydrofoil are the two best vintage toy vehicles ever made, and it's hard to argue. I've got the chin guns, I've got the side guns, I've got everything in him. He's got to go bottom shelf. I think he's got a fair bit of stuff in his guts too. Hang on, bigger eyes, so let's not put him away just yet. Oh, he's loaded. So inside him he's got Rebel Soldier, Rebel Commando, Darth Vader, 2-1B, Luke Jedi, Biker Scout 1, Biker Scout 2, Barada, Biker Scout 3, Nikto, Batu Skiff, Lando Skiff, Leia Hoth. Alright, I might just zoom through these, eh? Hand Hoth, I'm going to show you this Hand Hoth. Chocolate legs. Love this guy, and so does the missus. So this is called Chocolate Legs, this variant of Hand Hoth. Really cool. I think underrated variant. Maybe it's not that documented that well, but I'm going to put the normal Hand Hoth up against him just to show ya just how crazy it is, the difference in legs. So that's regular Hand Hoth versus Chocolate Legs, and their colour is massively different. I think they've got the same COO. They're both Hong Kong, but actually different stamps, different positioning. Really cool variant. Whoop. Crate's a little bit heavy now that AT-AT's out of there. AT-AT, sorry. I'm not going to get him out. Tell you what, I might just zoom through the last few because it seems to go forever. I've got so many Star Wars figures, but I've got another Fett, Royal Guard and Stormy. Then we've got a red hair Leia Hoth, AT-AT and Luke Jedi. What I'll do is I'll pop these in the cabinet and then I'll do a bit of a zoom through with the camera and then I'll do some stills. Bib Fortuna, oh come on, we're going to get this guy out. Sorry. This is one of the more sought after figures in the whole Rhindiak base. And this has got a story behind it too. So we couldn't find... My brother was mad on these and he collected them, and he obviously saw Yak Face had come out, but we couldn't find one in the store, so he was the kind of guy who would write to these toy companies and call them and stuff. Anyway, we got a hold of the local factory. It was in Osborne Park, I think, Western Australia, and they had Yak Face. And they said they couldn't sell it to you. Oh, this is absolutely stunning. He's straight off the card. I'll continue my story in a moment. They said to him, we can't sell it to you, but if you bring a figure from the store, buy a figure, anything, and bring it, we can swap it for you. So we rocked up there to the factory, I'm pretty sure Aussie Park. I might ask my brother actually. Rocked up to the thing. We actually brought a mock Greedo, Return of the Jedi carded Greedo, and gave him the Greedo, and they gave us a sealed Yak Face. And a couple of weeks later, in the mail, I think someone else must have received his letter, and they sent him a Yak Face free of charge in an envelope. And they folded the card over, put it in an envelope with a little letter. We still have that letter and card back, but someone I know won't release it to me, so I'll get it off you one day. But yeah, a bit of a story. So that Yak Face is a 95. If I graded that, we'll get a 95. I'm not selling it, I'm not grading it, but I'm just saying it's case fresh. Oh baby, one of my favourite figures, just for the little mini story I got with it. And he often stands proudly with, where the hell is my Jabba? I just thought, I've got the bloody Jabba stand there, but no friggin' Jabba. So there's another crate coming, guys, so, oh man, come on now. Well, that's disappointing. Alright, looks like this wasn't the final part of this chapter, the final chapter of this story. Anyway, let's open this last one, and then I'll put these handful of figures in, and then there's got to be a bloody Jabba somewhere in my house. I must have another little box. God knows where. So this is a nice little box, nice little three-way baggie. We got Trilogo Fett, Locarno, whatever you want to call it, double scar. He's such a sick variant. He's pale, sort of my armour. It's hard to go past that figure. There's a double scar, there's a single scar. This is a single scar. Just goes through the entire COA. There's one that breaks. The COA breaks twice with two different things. So that's the Trilogo Fett. Love that figure. Who doesn't, man? Tell you what, put him up next to the standard. And that's what. Just is mind-blowing stuff, eh? Can't get enough of these. I haven't seen these for ages. I've obviously sold a few Trilogos in my time, and recently since these have been in storage, but you can never get enough of that figure. I don't know what my son will say, so give me one of those Boba Fetts. You got two. I'm like, yeah, right here, babe. I give him beaters to play with. He loves them, but doesn't quite figure out the reason why I'm not giving him my personal collection. Is that largely mine are quite high collector grades, and he's got beaters he cruises around with. So, well, so this is just an ERG. A very nice ERG. Where's my Emperor? There's another box, man. There's quite a few key figures that are not around. Let's go behind you. And then the last one, another doozy, is the coveted Tusken Raider with hollow cheeks. Now, my missus bought me this for... She reckons she didn't, but I'm pretty sure she gave it to me for my birthday or something one year. This is really nice. She got this on eBay, actually. And it was one of those cheeky buy now. Just listed jobs. I think it was a couple $100 a while ago though. So it was probably decent price at the time, but really nice. I swear she gave it to me for my birthday. She, Black and Blue will refuse that and just says it's hers, but that's kind of a debate over who owns that. I'm going to say I do. She reckons she does. She gave it to me, man. Can't take a gift back as far as I'm concerned, Darren. So I'll pop him there. He can go next to my snaggy, blue snag. So look, we're populating here. We're getting hard here. We're getting there. But I definitely thought it was all here, but there's another box for sure, a missing box. So where is it? Why haven't I found it yet? We'll get those answers soon. But thanks guys for coming back on this journey with me. My cabinet's loading up hard. All my favourite stuff's popping through, so hope you're enjoying it. I'm going to get these handful of figures here that I didn't put in the cabinet, put them in now, and then I'll shoot a little bit and maybe do some stills and get this puppy loaded, but there's got to be another one. I'm going to leave you hanging in suspense for part 4, because there's more coming. Sorry guys for not completing here, but I'm not that sorry, because this is good fun. Thanks guys. There you go.